Hello, and welcome to the Dokkan battle video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the max potential of EZA STR Cooler. Now, I am personally a huge fan of what they did with this guy's EZA. I think it's by far the best EZA TUR in the entire game. We do know that Kid Goku will be getting his EZA during the Path to Power Goku celebration, but I highly doubt that Kid Goku will be better than this STR Cooler just because of how much he's actually doing. Because like in base form, not only is he stacking defense, which he can do up to 3 times every single turn, but he's also giving 50% support and 2 ki to 2 different categories depending on what how many enemies you're facing. This is the build I went for him. I do kind of want to make it a little better. He is full level 10 links, by the way, but I am using a lot of just EX skill orbs just to make him look pretty good here. I'm at 26 additional just to give him as high of a chance to do those defensive stacks as possible. When he does go into the full power cooler, I haven't really like used this form of him too much just because I value that defensive stacking so heavily, but he does lose that in this phase. He doesn't have defense at all on the super attack effect. He just stacks attack, but he is doing up to 4, like pretty much depending on who you're fighting, guaranteed crit super attacks, which is just absolutely insane. And I personally think that they did a phenomenal job with him. Like his sticker looks amazing too, by the way. He's had that since he came out, but I think now that he's an EZA unit, it feels a little bit more fitting for him. Anyway, we're gonna hop into a stage and see how he does. I'm probably gonna hop just into the Ginyu stage. That's my favorite like Dokkan event showcase stage, and then I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. So I am using the Wicked Bloodline support memory here, just so that I can see truly the peak of what Cooler can do. So this is turn 1 with literally no support, and he's at 277 between both of the LR Coolers. Already very, very good. Remember that from his links, he is also lowering attack and defense, I believe. And plus his super attack effect as base cooler here, it does lower attack and defense, so he will proc that chance to do his initial super attack by having an enemy in attack or defensive down state, which is incredibly solid that he's able to just do that for free off, like just the second the turn starts. Because if he didn't have that, he would have to wait until the next turn when an enemy is already debuffed, and by that point, typically a lot of these fights will no longer be able to be debuffed. So the fact that he can literally just open the turn with one of his best linking partners and immediately debuff somebody is very good. Was he gonna elect first turn attack stat? Yeah, 6.7. Yeah, so you gotta remember, that's all he's gonna be doing for attack. He can just do this 3 times. Each of these is gonna be raising his defense. Give me one more. Nah, that's all right. But like that damage is not low. As you see, it's higher than both of these LR coolers here. Granted, LR cooler needs to build up and can do this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, LR Cooler can do that, so that's pretty interesting. It's not about LR Cooler. It's okay. Well, technically, it is a little bit about LR Cooler because this EZA STR Cooler. One major thing about him is since he is a support unit that is also incredibly good defensively, he is very runnable in every single stage of Red Zone, even in stages that he has type disadvantage in, because he should be able to build up fast enough with all of his crazy defensive links and his raw just stat numbers that he should be fine against most type disadvantage enemies. There are going to be instances in which he is going to be susceptible to taking damage, mainly like the very first turns he can take some damage before he starts stacking up. But once he does, he literally just becomes like an unstoppable beast. So let's see here. What we got active right now? Pretty much everything active. We are missing an attack link. Yeah, so with a little bit of support, he jumps up to 500k defense. Yeah. Well, also buffing up my LR Cooler here, who is also not fully built up, and also 55% by the way, and he's at 360. You know what that means? It means each of his additional super attacks, as of right now, would give him about 150k defense. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that people like have been gassing up Cooler and saying that he's the best unit in the game and everything like that, but because of mainly STR EZA Cooler, as well as stuff like LR Metal Cooler, LR Golden Freeze, and all that. He just ends up looking so ridiculously powerful that it's hard to really picture units being better than him. Vegeta and Trunks are far, a 7.4. Okay, Vegeta and Trunks are by far better than LR Cooler, but that's only because they're super tanky, just out straight out the gate. They have no turns in which they are susceptible to damage as long as you're running them correctly, as well as them having that crazy defensive buff on their active skill. If they didn't have that, I could genuinely see an argument for STR Cooler being better than LR Vegeta and Trunks. As of right now, I just don't think that's the case. Maybe if we get even more buffs to this team, it will be. But like the thing is with LR Vegeta and Trunks is they just have so many units on their team that it's hard to not have them get buffed. Like I know we're not. This kid Goku isn't gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be on Bond of Parent and Child. I would need to relook at his categories, but I don't think he's on that team. But if he was, I mean that'd be pretty good. He just wouldn't really link well with it. I think it was cooler though. Like they had to make these cooler units insane because of how few villain characters we actually get, and this definitely feels like a setup for the movie characters. Like if we get a absolutely insane Cell Max that's on this 200% team, then yeah, maybe Vegeta and Trunks are no longer number one, but maybe it'll probably just be Cell Max. But like this is just absolutely crazy. So I think this is going to be his highest attack stat because this is going to be every single link active for him. So let's see, what are our defensive stats looking like? 527. Remember, he can get up to this after one turn because mine has only done 3 super attacks. This is what he can get to. Turn 2, technically. We are getting pretty much everything. No, Turles is not giving his defensive support here. Keep that in mind because Turles only gives defensive support if you're fighting a super class enemy. We are not doing that right now. So this is purely offensive support, and he is over 500k defense in buffing up LR Final Form Cooler to 423, which means he's getting roughly 200k defense per additional super attack that he gets as well. Overall, this guy's just crazy strong. I'm gonna let this turn play out, just see what happens. I do think this is going to be his highest attack stat. We could technically get higher. I just don't really see a way that this is not going to be his best overall. I think maybe transformed, if we linked him up with the tech cooler as well as Turles, then maybe we could get him the higher attack status, but this should be the highest. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, 8.3, yeah, it's casual. It's just, yeah, this is easy. You do 3 of them for me? No. Can you give me an additional though? There we go. Yeah. He's pretty good. Oh, my cooler loving cat is here. Whenever I do a video about like any cooler, she just loves to be around. I don't know why that is. But it's just kind of like a thing. My cat is literally a cooler stan, and I mean, fair enough. Anyway, I'm going to go probably into like the legendary Vegeta event or something and let this cooler just like, probably I'm just going to transform as soon as I can, just like turn 3, and then see just how high I can get his attack stats. And then ooh, actually that's gonna be really good because I can link it with Tech Cooler the entire time. They can just stack the entire time. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. All right, so I'll be right back once we actually finish this event, and I'll see you guys in probably the legendary Vegeta event. All right, so we're back. This is the first turn I transformed with him. I believe my cooler only supered once, which like is a common thing for me for some reason. Like my STR cooler just never feels like ever double supering or doing anything. But we do have the first turn here of transformed cooler. How many links do we have active right now? It should be at minimum 6. Yeah, 6 links active. What link are we missing? Does this do anything important? 20% attack, so it is a substantial attack link that we are missing out on right now, but this should still allow us to see a good bit of what Cooler's going to be able to do here. So let's see, with 1 defensive stack, he's 430, which is fairly nice. Remember, he does stack attack, so he doesn't technically have like a peak attack stat. How I like to think of like this transformed version of STR Cooler is that he's kind of like a mini LR Final Form Cooler without the defensive raise per super attack. And I feel like if he did have that, he probably would just be the most broken unit in the game, probably for a while, because he retains all the defensive stacks that he gets in base. And as you guys saw, like in base form, he can get up to about like 520 immediately. Of course, I'm getting incredibly unlucky. It just... There we go. Yeah, you can see just how much he jumps up in attack power each super attack, by the way. But like he got up to like the 520k after 3 super attacks. So in events like Red Zone Broly, where you're able to actually use the full power of STR Final Form Cooler, it's kind of like where you're going to be like if they're at the final phase, like you say you're against the AGL form of Broly. By that point, you should have stacked more than enough defense so if you transformed with him, he wouldn't like get one shot by a super attack. He would take a substantial amount of damage, but he wouldn't die. And I feel like that is insanely strong for him, considering how much power he's also giving to the other units on his rotation. The thing is, though, I feel like if you're going to transform with this STR Cooler, you want it to be like the kill shot turn, because his support and his defensive stacking is incredibly useful. And I feel like using this guy, it might even be just more beneficial to just keep him in base form to get as many defensive stacks as possible. That way he takes less and less and less damage as you go on. Because even if the opponent cannot be attack or defensive debuffed, he can still super attack twice if you give him enough additional. And since he does have guaranteed crits in this phase, he's like more than fine enough to kind of just eat those hits. I am going to pop just a Dende here just because I don't really want to deal with either of these two lower level characters getting hit too hard. Does he link better with Cool EZA or with Tech Cooler? Oh, wait. I would say Cool EZA because I believe this is a 15% attack link in comparison to... Yeah, it's a 15% in comparison to the 20%. And so let's leave Cool EZA here. This is going to be a very good attack stack because he has a lot of support here. Defense looking kind of lackluster, but that's just, again, because I transformed with him very, very early. His defense is literally just based on whenever you transform is how high his defensive stats are going to look like. I don't care about how much damage he's going to take here because, again, variable. I just want to see him pump out raw damage numbers here. Okay, what we got? 6.5 guaranteed crit, by the way, because this is a pure sand enemy. Remember, this is without Big Bad Bosses active or Fierce Battle, which are also incredibly strong attack links. Can we get 1 4 super attack turn, please, Cooler? Or just a bunch of normals? Okay. See, like, this is the problem that I have with Cooler. For some reason, he just chooses to never do a bunch of super attacks for me. If for you guys he's super attacking constantly, he's going to look like an absolute monster, one-phasing every single boss in the game that he can. But if you're me, he's going to do 1 super attack and then a bunch of normals and then get hit for like 200k. Which is like, it's sad, but it happens sometimes. Can't win them all, but I think he's genuinely probably one of the better characters in the entire game. I have seen like no faults in his EZA design. Could they have given him defensive raising on his like super attack transformed? Yes. Do they have to? No, because you're going to be stacking enough defense anyway. So like I think it works out just fine where like you have the defensive supporting base form and then the super Giga Chad raw damage transformed state. So we got him linked up right now with my boy LR Final Form Cooler. Yeah, let's just put him in slot 1 and see what happens. I am expecting insane amounts of damage. Also, this Cooler is not like built up at all, so he could get hit pretty hard from a super tech. 8.1. When that will go up more and more and more. It's just kind of ridiculous. Here we go. Keep going. I want to see 1 quadruple super attack turn. Okay, so no. Give me 1 more. Yeah. When you have both of these coolers just kind of dumping out all these super attacks, it just gets absolutely like crazy how much damage they're actually doing. Like, yeah, look at my cooler. I believe he has literally not attacked more than one time this entire fight. Just because I've been one-shotting literally everything. So he's gonna probably take some damage here if he doesn't do an additional. Yeah. Well, if we get super, we die probably. So, but I don't really care. We've seen what we want to see. So I am very satisfied with this video. Cooler is literally just a menace character. Oh yeah, we're definitely dead right here. But Cooler is just crazy good. I think that he's probably going to be the best EZA TO in the game for a while. I don't even know who's gonna have to get EZA for him to be like worse than copyrighted music. We gotta go fast. Anyway, that's STR Cooler. Let me know how you guys feel about him in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.